Hi there. So last week when I did the live video, I did a Q&A where you guys were able to ask me questions. So I may take a couple of questions later too. But there was one question which we ended on, or we finished on this question, which I thought was such a great question. And somebody asked me, what was it about your NDE that impacted you the most, that you still remember or still helps you to this day? I'm paraphrasing. I probably haven't got it quite exactly right, but that's basically the meaning I took from it. Like, what impacted me the most, which still helps me till today. And that at that time when I was asked it last week, I said, oh my gosh, so many things, I can't even pick one. And so during the week, that question still stayed on my mind because I started thinking, what else? And really, if I had to boil it down, I would say there are two things that impacted me the most, that affect me and help me till today, till now. And number one is the knowing without a doubt of my connection with the other side, and how the other side guides me and helps me. That made a huge difference on my life. Just knowing how loved I am by my deceased loved ones, by my guides, by source energy, like just that, and just knowing that without a doubt that I just have to be me. I don't have to prove myself in order to earn the love of the other side. That is something that has really changed the way I view death. It's changed the way I view life. It's just changed so much about generally of how I operate in this world. Now, even though I say it's changed the way I operate in this world, I still have a lot of human traits because I still came back as human. And so, of course, there are times when I'm going to feel either sensitive to things or hurt by things or run down or drained or get depleted and so on. So that's still going to happen as a human. But the thing that never leaves me is this knowing that I'm connected, and I always have this connection, and that they're helping me and guiding me all the time. And so I always know that I have to listen out for this connection and tune in and stop the noise from this outside world to listen in. And I've spoken in recent months quite a lot about the fact that I did burn out early last year. I was completely depleted, completely crashed. But what kept me going, even though my physical body was so tired, it was tired because I had overdone it. I had done too much for the world and for other people, and once again neglecting myself. And that's my human side that gets in the way. I get in my own way. But it was my connection with the other side that got me out of it. And the other side are trying to communicate with us all the time. And the way to listen to the other side and to hear them is by lowering the sound or the noise that comes from this physical world. In other words, I have to remove myself from all the noise from, let's say, mainstream media, social media, and what advice people are giving me, until I feel the connection. Now, there are people who will give you advice, and a lot of it can be spot on, but some of it isn't. How do you tell the difference? The difference is how it makes you feel. So the first thing to do, though, is to establish your connection with the other side. So that's number one, is to establish and know I am always connected. The second thing is to then take some time alone and to feel it, to know that I am always connected. Go out in nature, meditate, listen to music, whatever it is that makes you feel more connected to the energies and the universe on a grander scale. And then it's your knowing and your awareness that you are connected what happens is that now if you go out into the world and listen to other people, you're in a different energy space. So the idea is to get you into this more expanded energy space so that what you are meant to attract comes to you. When you're in a really depleted energy space, that's when you can't tell the messages that are supposed to be for you or not for you. When you're drained and depleted, your energy is so thin and so low that you're attracting all kinds of things, even things that don't serve you. But when you expand your energy, then what happens is that your energy is attracting what matches it. And so even the advice you attract from the people who you are attracting from this energy space will be what you are meant to hear. Everything changes when you change your energy. And so this goes back to exactly what I learned when I was on the other side. Knowing that I am connected, knowing that they're talking to me and guiding me all the time, it raises my energy. And they help me, my guides on the other side, my deceased loved ones, they help me by dropping thoughts into my head. And I hear those thoughts when I quiet my mind, when I turn down the dial of the noise of this side. So that's what helped me out during my most difficult times. Sometimes people say to me, but you had an NDE, how come you still struggled and you learned not to be a people pleaser? So here's the thing, I know not to be a people pleaser, but I was not conditioned or socialized to be out in the public arena and deal with so many people. This is still fairly new to me. I mean, the first 40, 50 years of my life were spent being conditioned to live a small life. And then suddenly you get thrust into this life where it's like, you're not here to play small. And you know, the other side is telling you that. You didn't die and come back to play small. But nobody gave me an instruction book on how to play bigger. So I had to learn as I went. But even though I don't have an instruction book, I do get the guidance from the other side. And that's something we all have access to. And that's what I wanted you to know. The second thing that really impacted me was the fact that I survived something that I wasn't supposed to. And that made me feel invincible. It was just the knowing.
Gosh,
Oh.
Alexa can't get... Okay, so Instagram is back, apparently.
Okay, that's good to know. So let's check.
Oh, and Facebook is back.
All right. So I will backtrack a little bit. The second thing that really impacted me from my near-death experience is the fact that I survived something that was supposed to kill me. Just looking at it, experiencing it, coming through it, made me feel, wow, that was supposed to kill me. That it really should have killed me, and it would kill most other people who have it, and the doctors saying that I should be dead. Just that knowledge alone was really, really impactful for me, and it made me feel invincible. It made me feel that I'm here for a bigger reason that I may not understand yet. It made me really believe that I was guided. Now, I don't think I'm special. I think everyone has that ability, but again, we are not conditioned or socialized to believe this. So one of the reasons I share what I share is so that other people can know that they have this, that they have access to this. And if I knew what I know now, if I knew it then, I don't think I would have even got sick. I don't think I would have had to go through what I went through. And so this is why I'm driven to do what I do and why I share everything I share. And so not only do I share it online with you, and I'm going to go into questions in a minute, but I just wanted to also say that even when I do live events, physical events, this is what drives me. It's to create an environment where you can experience this and embody this feeling of connection with the other side, this feeling of invincibility, because when you feel connected, there is a certain invincibility. Abby, I'd love for you to take a look to see if we have any questions.
I'm not seeing anything so far, but if anyone wants to put something in chat, now is the time.
Okay, so I'll just keep going on this just for a couple more minutes then. So one of the things that I believe is that when we understand this, when you understand it, it's not a matter of understanding it from your mind. It is really understanding it from a heart space so that you actually embody it. So what do I mean by embodying it? When you embody something, it actually shows in your energy. It expands your energy. And energy is energy. A lot of people believe that so I'm just going to give you an example. A lot of people that believe we have to be a certain way in order to be spiritual. That's actually not true. We are all spiritual regardless of how we are. We all come from spirit and we return to spirit. Even if you do nothing, you're still spiritual. However, for me, the idea isn't about trying to be more spiritual, which is what I used to do before my near-death experience. I was always working at being more spiritual. The idea I realized after my near-death experience is the idea is to expand your energy. Forget about what's being spiritual, what's not. It's not about meditating more, praying more, doing more good works and creating good karma. So what I learned was that I don't have to think about any of that. All I have to do is do whatever it takes to expand my energy. And expanded energy is expanded energy. So some people think that, oh, it's better if you meditate, that creates a better energy. But what I'm saying is, if sitting on the beach, watching a sunset, eating an ice cream expands your energy, or going out with a bunch of friends and laughing and having a really good time expands your energy, that is still achieving the same thing. Expanded energy is expanded energy. And so the idea is to expand your energy, and the longer that you're in a state of expanded energy, the more healing you experience in your body, the more connected you are with the other realm, the easier it is for our loved ones on the other side to communicate with us. And expanded energy is about embodiment of the truth. So many of us, we think of ourselves as teachers, but I don't like to think of myself as a teacher. I'd rather think of myself as an embodiment of what I believe. So strive to be an embodiment instead of a teacher, because as an embodiment of what you believe or an embodiment of expanded energy, people experience you just by being near you. You don't have to actually teach them. And I've heard a saying that goes something along the lines of, we teach what we most need to learn. But if you're an embodiment, it means you already are it. You don't need to learn it. You don't need to teach it, but just your very being inspires others to be like you. I would love to invite you to join my events and my retreats. And I'm doing this amazing cruise towards the end of the year. In November, I'm doing a cruise that I'm super excited about, and it's called Journeying Beyond the Veil, where I will speak more about exactly this. I'll go deeper into how to connect with our loved ones, how to receive messages from them, how to know that they're always with us, how to expand our energy. We'll be in an environment where our energy will be expanded, because I love cruises, because everything is taken care of for you. Your meals, your accommodation, all of it. You get pampered. And of course, that's going to contribute to expanding your energy. But there's a real treat waiting for you on the cruise. I've invited my dear friend John Holland, who's a psychic, to join us, and he's going to do readings, mediumship. So he's a psychic medium. Please check him out. He's actually amazing. He blows my mind whenever he does readings. And so together we're going to actually take you on a journey beyond the veil. And because we're going to be out in the open seas, out in the ocean, in the magic of the ocean, which is my favorite thing. I love the water. I love the ocean. I feel the energies are so much more lighter, thinner, and expanded when I'm by the ocean, that I think that we're going to have some great connections with the other side. We're going to connect with our deceased loved ones, but we're also going to learn how to live from this place of being connected and being guided. And we're going to learn what the signs are and how the other side communicates with us. So it promises to be a really great time. I know I'm looking forward to it. And because I love cruises, and also because they're easy. They're super easy, because when you're on a cruise, you're already on a high vibe. And then from this high vibe space, we're going to journey into learning so much together in a group of like-minded people. So I hope you'll be able to join me. And I'm going to ask Abby again if there's any more final questions or final thoughts before I go.
So this is actually quite interesting. Right after we said, put your questions in the chat, there were, and this is the theme of a lot of the questions that are coming in. The first one that came in was, I'm afraid of death. What do I do to get over my fear? And then it was, I had breast cancer. How do I get over my fear of it not returning? And then it's a lot of people asking about fear on different levels, like someone saying, do you believe in evil energies? And so I'm just getting a lot of fear from the people in chat right now. So is there a generic answer you can give for like how to deal with fear, how to deal with anxiety? I mean, that's so big. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay, but it's what people are asking, so you don't need to apologize. So if you can get...
Just anyone who is tuning in, we will be posting this video on YouTube, so you will get the whole thing, hopefully. If you missed anything, you can go back and rewatch it, but you should be back live now.
All right. Yes, so we will be posting this, so don't worry if you missed anything. So fear seems to be what drives our dominant culture. So I'm actually going to say a couple of things about it, but I know I'll expand on it next week. Number one, fear, the fear that you are experiencing, the fear of death, the fear of cancer, the fear of poverty, or whatever it is, the fear, it's part of the illusion of this life. And why I say illusion is because you have been conditioned to live and make your choices from a place of fear. It's not real. We have the choice to choose from a place of love. Our job, your mission, my mission is to embody love in this fear-based world, and that's how we're going to change it. The reason you feel fearful is because everybody around you is fearful, and that's the energy you're absorbing. You're absorbing it from everyone around you because that is what you are being told. That's the narrative. That's the dominant narrative that's being shared. In our mainstream media, we are constantly being bombarded with fear-based messages. All our advertisements and advertising, you are told you need to get this, do this from a place of fear, because if you don't do it, either you will get sick or you will die or you won't be good enough or you will get poor. So all fear-based narratives. Same in the medical system, fear-based narratives. If you don't do this, you'll get cancer again, blah, blah, blah. And even in the education, the narrative is you've got to get ahead of everyone else to get ahead or you won't get a place, or you won't get a job. So anyway, we are bombarded with a fear-based narrative. That's why you are all feeling fear. And that is the illusion. The world does not have to be fearful. It feels fearful because that's what you're being told. Many religions tell us fear-based stories about the afterlife. I'm here to tell you that that's not true. I'm here to tell you that all fear-based messages are not necessarily true, and you have a choice. When you realize that you are something so much more, when you realize you are much more powerful than you have been led to believe, then you can choose, you can make your choices from a place of love. You have not come here to live in fear. You've come here to live from a place of expansion and joy and love and all of these things. So please figure out what your passion is, and that will help you to get healthier and well and expand your energy. More next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. Hope to see you at one of my events. I've got one in June in Scottsdale, and I've got the cruise in November. Join me. My live events are a lot of fun. We have a lot of high vibe energy. Can't wait to see you soon. Bye.